put this. Let's do it. I wasn't thinking of, but we're gonna do it now. We're gonna put this on YouTube. So we're talking about how it's tough to be a Raiden main. Honestly, it's tough to be a Raiden main. I don't think that that's the problem. Okay, all of these characters are designed to fulfill a certain function within the game, right? Remember Combo Fiend? They're not characters, they're just functions. From behind the scenes, right? Behind the code, right? We take away the Scorpion, is just a bunch of hitboxes and fucking mathematics, all right? So behind the scenes, they are all just a certain function. And a lot of you people don't understand game design. But when you get really deep into fighting games, you start to peek behind the curtain a little bit because you understand the games at a little bit of a deeper level, right? And so when you take a character like Raiden, and people are saying that it's hard to like win with him, in my opinion, that's actually the point. Not that Raiden is designed to be hard, but that Raiden's gameplay design is designed to be challenging and to appeal to people who want the challenge, right? An extreme case, or an extreme example would be like Dan from Street Fighter, how he's like so bad that you pick him because he's bad, and that's specifically what you're looking for, right? So like every character is built to function in a certain way, and Raiden is built to function in that he kind of has the tools to do everything, but they're locked by variations. He doesn't have a good variation, right? He doesn't have one where you can't just pick like upgraded Raiden and never learn any of his other shit. Raiden, you have to kind of know every move in his command list, and then you have to have multiple variations to handle multiple situations. And I believe that that's kind of how he was designed, right? They wanted to have a character in the game that served as the function of, we want, you know, there's going to be people that want to tinker with multiple variations, and they want to have characters like they can main a character and then have 10 different variations that do 10 different things for different situations, because there are people that don't want to counterpick. They just want to pick one character and get good with that one character and really explore the nuance of the customization mechanics. And so Raiden wasn't necessarily designed to be good or competitive. They tried their best to balance him to be good or competitive, but for the most part, Raiden is supposed to be there to give people who want to tinker with the variation system a character that's built specifically for that. Does that make any sense now? Right? When you look at it, Scarlet is built, I said this in my Scarlet guide I recorded earlier, that she's kind of built to be daddy's first fucking introduction to flawless block mechanics, right? She is designed for you to get flawless blocked. Like, that's why she has so many gaps. They want her to get flawless blocked because they want you to explore her tools to get around flawless block, right? So if you pick Scarlet, right, she's been labeled as a beginner-friendly character, right? Because Scarlet is as a beginner-friendly character forces you to learn how to adapt to flawless blocks, bait them, counter them, punish them. So she's not necessarily designed to be good. If she's good, then that's fine. If she isn't, it doesn't matter. She is designed to be a character that forces you to learn the flawless block mechanic in order to fight her, right? That's why there's so many characters on the roster, because if you break down archetypes, there's really like, what, 7? You know, there's Grappler, there's Juggernaut, there's Pixie, there's Bulldog, there's Turtle. What's the other one? There's Zoner, right? There's like 6 fucking different kinds of characters. Zoner throws a bunch of projectiles, right? Pitbull, character that rushes you down and hits you with mix-ups, right? And then you have the Pixie, the evasive character that's always bouncing around the screen. The Turtle, the guy that's always blocking. The Grappler, right? The fucking grab character, right? There's only so many variations on that. So when they're designing the characters, they're designing them to fit different kinds of functions within the game, right? Different kinds of functions besides that. Like Scarlet is a jack-of-all-trades character. She has some zoning. She has some mid-range. She has a little bit of rushdown. It's kind of weak, but she can do it if she needs to. If she finds out that you're real timid, she's got some plus frames to work with. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But that would just make her really generic, right? Because, like, that's literally Noob Saibot. That's literally Baraka, Raiden, Cassandra, right? Oh, they're, you know, kind of good in the nooch with a little bit of zoning, right? We joke about that. We meme on Stephanie Brownback for saying that at every combat cast. But that's the point, is that they want the characters. That's how they've achieved the balance of this game, right? Because they made every character functionally within the confines of character archetypes, very, very similar, and then added after that the layers of the game design for characters to serve other meta functions, right? You know, like Shang Tsung is a character that's supposed to be kind of a zony character, but more of a tricky character that where you don't know where the projectiles are coming from because they're coming from other directions. He's switching places with you. He's not a character that's really supposed to keep you out. He's a character that's supposed to be keeping you guessing, but from outside of range 1 or 2. You know, Joker is supposed to be a character that's unpredictable, right? At his base, he's just a rushdown character with an 11-frame mid and a hit confirmable launcher. I mean, that explains Frost. That explains Kung Lao. That explains Liu Kang, right? Rushdown character with a hit confirmable mid. Or rushdown character with an 11-frame mid with a hit confirmable launcher, right? That's so many characters. But Joker serves the function of, yo, man, I want to have a bunch of crazy, unpredictable shit all over the screen, right? He's all about gimmicks and traps. So we're going to have him have a bunch of boxes and shit that do weird, like, hitbox interactions where they're in different weird positions. Like, oh, shit, I don't expect a projectile to do this, and now I'm trying to jump it, but it goes up, and then that one goes down. What the fuck? Right? He serves a different function in the meta function, but then you have characters that serve a different function, like I said, like SKARLET. ROBOCOP is built to be kind of like the utility zoner, right? I want to zone, and then your custom build, your custom moves are what utility I want to add to my zoning, right? You know, Shiva was built to fucking humiliate really, really bad Twitch thoughts that don't play video games. Jade was built to be fucking purple. That's, you know, that's what I'm saying is, like, you can't sit there and look at the balance like that. Some characters aren't necessarily designed to be good. They said at the start, right? Remember when they started doing the first combat casts and Jackie was first released, right? They started the breakdown, and they said we designed her to be the high-level rushdown character. So they specifically wanted Jackie to be top tier. I've said this from the start. That's why everybody's like, why don't they nerf Jackie? Why don't they nerf Jackie? And I'm like, no, she is supposed to be like this. This is how they want her to be. They said they wanted the rushdown character for high-level play. If you're a tournament player and you want to play the rushdown play style, Jackie has everything you need to do that and then some. She is a god at that. We built her to do that. Same thing with Cetrion. They said she is the queen of all zoning, but we designed her for high-level zoners, so her projectiles are non-traditional. We want her to control space, but in weird ways, but we built her to be the high-level competitive player's zoning character. She was designed to be top tier. Jackie was designed to be top tier. Okay, every character is designed specifically for something like that. Now, whether or not you agree that Jackie or Cetrion should be top tier or that that's a good design decision, I'm not going to argue, but I do feel like within the confines of MK11, it is balanced with that in mind, right? Cetrion is a godlike zoner, but characters that stop zoning can stop her. So if you want to go all in on zoning, you can play Cetrion and you won't have to play any other character. But if you fight a Cetrion, know that she's going to beat people that struggle with zoning, right? Generally, a rushdown character is going to struggle with zoning, so maybe pick somebody that blows up zoning. And so, like, but people don't look at the game from that kind of perspective, man. They just kind of like, yo, man, I want KANO to be top tier. And it's like, well, what even is a top tier? What do you want him to do? Well, he needs this and this and this and this. And it's like, dude, you're just going to make him like everybody else, like super boring, right? Oh, 10-frame mid, hit confirmable launcher, couple of good projectiles, control space, decent anti-airs, has good ground Oki on grab. Like, that's like half the cast. But like KANO, he's throwing shit on the ground and sliming you, all of that, grabbing you. You know, maybe throwing slime and grabbing you isn't going to end up being the meta, but they wanted a character that played weird, and the game is better for it. People that love KANO, they don't love KANO because he's top tier. They love him because he's fucking weird, man. He plays strange, and they like that. And someone has to serve that purpose. In every game, there has to be somebody that serves each purpose of being a weird character, being a challenging character, being a basic character that's really easy to learn. That goes beyond balance. And people don't see that. That's why they get mad. They get so attached to I have to main fucking Cabal, which he's good. You actually should main Cabal. But I have to main Noob Saibot. He's my favorite character. Yeah, but Noob Saibot was designed to be kind of a beginner-friendly character for people to get used to the neutral and how to land combos with an emphasis more on turtling and backdashing. right? He's not built to be a rushdown god, even though you can build him to be rushdown. You know, Baraka is built to just do choppy chop a lot. Let me see what chat is saying. Bro, I could do a whole damn podcast about episode talking with you about this, right? We're going to bring back the podcast. Mark my words. People don't like matchups when they play their favorite character, but they're bitches. I mean, that's it. TJ says that's why I like Terminator so much. He feels pretty damn different from everybody else, even though realistically he has pretty similar tools. Same thing I think with Rambo, at least the way I play him. Terminator was built to be like the 50-50 character, right? 50-50 ended up not being the meta, but that was what he was designed to be. He does that. It ends up not being the best strategy within the game, but again, if 50-50s are not good, like, do you want them to remove the character and just not have that play style because it's not viable in the meta? Or would you rather have that play style and still have it even if it's not viable, right? If I'm going to a tournament, I won't pick Terminator, but I'm glad Terminator's in the game. And you, specifically, are trying to make him work in competition. So even that, you know, some people like the challenge of trying to make a character that's not viable, but fits the strategy that they want, right? You love to 50-50 and mix people up. Let me see how far I can go with this strategy. All I'm saying is Jackie is mad cute, so I picked her day one. That's TGI Fernando, who is not carried by Jackie. He really did pick her day one before anybody. Back when everybody thought Jackie was bad. When the game first released, people thought Jackie was bad. And Fernando picked her back then. At least Cetrion's a goddess, so I expect her to be powerful. Yeah, I mean, lore aside, find myself struggling with Baraka when it comes down to zoning. As a zoner or being zoned by? Let's see. Whenever the podcast comes back, let me know I'm down. I'm going to hit up some people, man. There's a couple of people I want to hit up. First one is Slayer. I want to see if Slayer's available and down to do it. And then there's a couple of other people. But anyways, let me go and take a quick break, guys. And if you're watching this back on YouTube, what do you think about game design? You're a fucking bitch. And like and comment and subscribe and tweet this shit out, right? Fucking tweet this shit to your mom. Tweet it to your mom.